This is a wonderful opportunity and a special opportunity to you. For a reason, this station was created. With my experience over the years, the little experience I had in taking some students in chemistry or science subjects, I have discovered that many are weak. They need a help. Many do not have an assistance because they do not afford the charges on those areas in order to boost their effort and to make it better. Some have dropped because there's no way to access it. But thank God for social media nowadays. You don't need to pay extra money. You don't need to do extra thing just for you to create and just click on a particular thing. Thank God for this computer age we are. You can learn on your own at your own pace without no stress. You learn at your own comfort zone. You learn so easy. Some people, as a chemistry student, some have dreamed to become a scientist. Some dream to become a pharmacist. Some dream to become a medical doctor. They couldn't achieve it because they have a tight or a difficulty in their chemistry scores at their jam level. And that's a give them a kind of shortcoming in their vision. I want to ask you, is it possible for you to achieve that which you have cancelled that is not possible because of chemistry? By special grace of God on this station. That is the purpose of this station. In order to make chemistry simple, that is the reason I create this station for those who are at distance we could not meet face to face, that you need to learn. And I want to beg of you, whenever you want this station, endeavor to subscribe. This will give you the opportunity to watch the next series when it's being uploaded to you. And you have the opportunity to have this one done as much as possible. And I want you to know that chemistry may look so difficult. It may be because of your own levity, because of your foundation with your teacher. But I want to tell you, your familiarity with chemistry day in, day out, make it easy. And I also want to encourage you, you don't need to cram chemistry. When you cram chemistry, it gives you a lot of problem. Try to understand from one level of the action to another. But I will start with the introduction as God helping us with this. Please, I want to join you. I want you to join me now as I go with the introduction so that we collect and we start the class in an appropriate way. God bless you. Join me right now. All right. Starting from the first level, chemistry, I would like to split the chemistry back to this major branch of study, chemistry. Let me split it down to this level of branch of study. The first one we have is called physical chemistry. The second one is called inorganic chemistry. And the third one is called organic chemistry. Branches of the chemistry I want to split it to for our easy assimilation. We need to understand what they are. On the physical chemistry, majorly is dealing with issue of calculation. All the calculation you do encounter from whatever it may be, we surely dealt with under the physical chemistry. We're talking about some reactions, production of some certain gases. We are going to metals and non-metals. We're going to deal with them under the inorganic chemistry, then organic chemistry. Most students have issues under the organic chemistry, and meanwhile, organic chemistry is one of the simplest of all aspects of these branches in which I split it to. They are very simple to comprehend. Come with me as I make an introduction about the organic chemistry. I can tell you, let me call it hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon. Now, under this one, this organic chemistry, I'm going to split it into two major aspects. The first aspect is called aliphatic. Aliphatic hydrocarbon, and we have aromatic. Aromatic. Under the aliphatic, I also divide into two major body of study. We have saturated saturated and unsaturated. Unsaturated hydrocarbon. Then under the aromatic, majorly is made up of what we call benzene. It's made up of benzene. Then when we're talking about saturated, we are talking about when the carbon have all the elements, the number of combining electrons that we can use, available electron, valency of electron is completely occupied by one element. And this will make all the elements, like for carbon, have 4. And that 4 will be completely saturated, will be completely used. But on the unsaturated hydrocarbon, it means that instead of the 4 carbon to surrender carbon, it's likely to be 2 or 1 carbon that is there. And what is the reason? Because it's formed either a double bond or triple bond. Because the number of expected hydrogen is not used, and that's the reason we call it unsaturated. Under this one, we still have another part. This one we have what we call alkane. Alkane is one of the saturated hydrocarbon, and we have 2 other parts of this one. We have alkane and we have alkyne. So with this, under the organic chemistry, this is not the only aspect. Not alkane is the last one. We also have some other one that we call the carboxylic and some other ones that are involved, in which we are going to treat under the organic as time goes on. But I'm going to link it as God helping us. And I want to also apologize to you as well, that you should also please endeavor to make your own comments whenever you read and you have an issue or area of specification you want, or you need a clarification. Please endeavor, whenever you click, try to make your own comments. But I will start from this organic, I will start from the alkane to start the explanation. So under this one, we have the alkane. Alkane, let's quickly consider a few things about the alkane. One of the major things we know about alkane are called paraffins. They are called paraffins. That is one thing about alkane. 2, they also have general formula. General formula for this one. For your simplicity, C represents carbon, N is a number, can be of any number from 1 and above. H is for hydrogen, 2 is a figure, N for number, then plus 2. Then that is another one. Then you also have homologous series. Homologous series of what? CH2. And that is the homologous series. So by special grace of God, we are stepping into the next level. Now, let's move from there. Let's move on to what is known as, okay, let me give one more. Another thing you can also observe about alkane is that they have a suffix of "ane". That is a common word you will see in anything alkane. Anything alkane, you will be seeing at the last of the word is be hearing "ane", then shows that it is an alkane. So let's move on again. Let's quickly see the family of alkane. So the family of the alkane, I'm going to treat it and give it in this way. Let me use this formula, CnH2n plus 2. So N, then let's have the formula. Then let's have what is known as the name of the compound. So let's have it in this way. So let's take it one after the other. The first one, if a carbon you have in that compound is 1, that means N is equal to 1. What will be the formula? That will be C, you know this will be N. Then H, that will be 2 times 1, give you 2 plus 2 will give us 4. That is CH4. And the name is called methane. If N is equal to 2, that means C2, remember, and that will be 2 times 2, 4 plus 2, giving us 6. Then that we call ethane. If n is equal to 3, that will be C3H what? That is 2 times 3, 6, plus 2, 8. And that we call propane. Please, I want you to take note of this. I told you homologous series simply means the difference from the first carbon to the next one is usually half CH2. Now, looking about this one, from this to this one, the difference between this one is CH2 to this and to this one. So it continues like that. We have N is equal to 4. This will be what? Guess. C for H what? Good job of you. Then I will C for H10 and then we call butane. So if N is equal to 5, what will be the formula? C5 H what? H12. And that we call pentane. Pentane. If N is equal to 6, 6 is H what? H14. And that is called hexane. Hexane. We have N is equal to 7. We have 6, 7, H16. Then that we call heptane. Heptane. Then we have if N is equal to 8, that will give us C8, H what? H18. Then that we call octane. Then if N is equal to 9, we have C9, H what? Good job you. H20. And that we call what? Nonane. Then the last one I will mention here for your level is C is equal to 10. That will be C10, H what? H22. And that we call decay. So with this, I don't see there's no reason for you to cram anything about this one. Just be familiar with all this one. When you're familiar with the names, the formula is very easy. I've told you you don't need to cram in chemistry. When you cram, you give yourself stress. Cramming is not best, even for science students as a whole. Not only in chemistry, as a science student, you don't cram. Try to understand the rules on a particular thing. Then from here, let me quickly make mention a few things before I call it a day. For the first series, let's quickly look about how can we produce this arcade. What's the method of preparation? Let's quickly see the laboratory preparation. Preparation of arcade. So we can use methane as one of the instances. Now, in the preparation, one thing you just need to know, I want to beg of you as well, don't cram the formula. Just be used with it. As you read it day in, day out. Chemistry is just like a volatile substance that if you are far away from it, you are liable to forget it easily. But the more you get familiar with it, it makes it easy. So, we can have what we call this compound, we call it sodium eternate. This sodium, this is 2 carbon. So this is a functional group, we call it eternate. So add carbon. So we call it sodium eternate. Then we have sodium hydroxide. This is sodium hydroxide. So, one thing when you have reaction, don't cram, but just be familiar with what is going to be the expected outcome or the expected product. Then that is what you just need to know in chemistry when you are writing the equation. One of the expected products about this one, we said what you are expecting from here is alkane. But what we are going to generate here, we are going to generate methane. How do you generate it? This sodium can be split with oxygen. Normally we have OH whenever you want to split off, but because hydrogen is needed, this needs to be split in different form. So we have this, then this hydrogen can migrate and join with this one. So we can have CH4. But realize that there is what we call catalyst is needed here. We call it calcium hydroxide. We speed it up in the presence of heat. This way, let me quickly give you a clue. Now, here you want to balance the other equation. What you have left plus what expected product will be. What is the number of carbon that left? We have one carbon. We have one carbon, but before that, we have sodium. How many sodium? We have 1, 2. So you write the sodium like this. Sodium like this, not like this. No, that will be wrong. So we have sodium. We have 2 sodium. Then how many carbon you have? 1 carbon. You have 1 carbon. How many oxygen left? We have 1, 2, 3. And that will give you like this. Let me write it properly for you to see. Sodium. And this is what we call sodium tricarbonates. So that is sodium tricarbonates will be the expected product. Mind you, this one, the state is still aqueous, then this will be gas, then we have this one that's going to be aqueous. So that is how to prepare alkane in the laboratory. Very simple method of preparation. So from here, we mentioned by special grace of God, we continue in the next class on how we can have the chemical properties and the physical properties, and how to go about the isomerism and nomenclature, which is another aspect of difficulty to science students. By special grace of God, in the next class, we shall meet to deal with those ones. They are very simple. My dear brother, my dear sister, you can still conquer that thing, and chemistry will be your next subject. Have a nice day. Meet you in the next series.